Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heroic Empath. I just like doing these little talks on the way I feel about things. Just listening to Claustrophobia. I like 303. It's the area code. Anyway, I think it's down. Is it LA? Down by LA? I looked it up before. I don't know. It's been a long day. Mom went to lay down at 3:30 this afternoon, and I was like, "You all right, Mom?" I just had to allow it, but it's just whenever things get, and I know the energies are strong. She's fine. She just had a little lay down. I was like, I'm like, Mom, if ever you feel like going to lay down, take a little nap, because she's just never been a napper. But these energies are so intense. She didn't even lay there very long. I wanted to lay next to her. I was trying to cuddle next to her and stuff. She was really being supportive because I was like, Mom, you deserve better than this. You and Sassy deserve so much better than this. And she's just like, oh, come here. She's like, Marge, you take good care of us. And I was letting her because I've always been the one like, no, I'm fine. Just leave me alone. I haven't allowed, because receiving love is not it's not a comfortable vibration for me. And emotions are frequency. And I was just telling Mom a little while ago, it's like, Mom, I've always been an extrasensory being. I've always lived as a spiritual being. The extrasensory is beyond the regular stuff. I've always lived in woo-woo. So it's made, and a lot of people, and I've met other woo-wooers, little woo-woo buoys through the course of life, people I did acid with and shrooms with, kids I hung out, you find your same freak tribe here and there. But the older you get, it's like, it's hard to find your tribe. So, I want to take a moment and invite God in to the room. I do before the talks. God's always with me. I just want, if anybody's in the room, to know that this is a safe place where you just let your body just release without any, just let all that heavy energy just fall away. I grew up watching like Richard Simmons and all the Jane Fonda and and I was always a little fat kid, and I always tried to run it off and ride my bike, but it was just the weight and the turmoil of the pain in my vibrational frequency. I didn't know how to love me because everybody just looked at me as, oh, that happened to her, and so nobody ever looked at me as a little person, that it happened to. I was just always, I had always been to I remember going to psychotherapist, or not psychotherapist, stuff like when I was 2. I'm like, why are they watching me play? I don't even want to play because they're watching me. But when I was by myself, I was like, da-da-da-da. My grandma lived in Atascadero, the mud hole. That's what an Atascadero means in Espanol, the little mud hole. There's a custody suit and courts and crooked judges and shit and corruption. What people want in a small town. Seen it my whole life. So anyway, they made it hard for me. But anyway, I got my camera today. I'm gonna talk about high vibrational stuff today, because I got real excited. We were talking earlier, me and Ma, because she was looking out one of the windows and she saw the light through the trees, and she was like, Marge, you need to go get a picture of that. And so I was like, all right, Ma, I'll be right back. So I grabbed my little snap-knack. My snap-knack attack. This is the only thing I shoot with these days. Although, I missed expert by 1. Confounded. So, that's lame. But that one's not. And you know what's cool? I was like, Mom, I took my camera card out and I stuck it in the TV. I was like, oh, Mom. And so I was showing Mom, I'm like, why haven't I? Because I did it years ago. I knew it was an option, I mean, a thing, but I just forgot about it. And then so I was showing her the pictures that I went out and took for her. And it was really cool. And she's like, Marge, I feel so sorry for the shut-ins. The people. I said, you know what, Mom? How cool would it be to go into, like, you know, that be the therapy of in living, independent living. There needs to be, I got so many ideas. I just need to find the people. That is last night. That, what you're looking at, is the moon and Mars. That's Mars and the moon. Moon and the Mars. Marge got Mars and the moon, and it's really fucking rad, dude. I got all these pictures. Look at me. Oh, there's another one. The moon, Mars, and Marge. Snapnacks. How come I don't sell my photos, man? How come nobody wants to buy my shit to help support me? No, I'm just kidding. That's what I'm trying to do. See, that's the thing. I'm a pick your price photographer, and what I do is people can keep their own camera card. So whenever we meet, I'll just put my camera, hang out with your family on a day at the beach, or at the family barbecue when Grandpa comes visit. He only comes out every couple years, you know. Whatever. Give you the camera, and then people PayPal me whatever they think they're worth. Yep, pick your price photography, Heyoka style. I got Snapnacks. Hit me up on Instagram. Waiting for the star of the show. Hi, Carl. Oh, Marge in charge. Oh, Marge has been in... Marge, charge, Marge! Try not to be charged, Marge. In charge, Marge, and letting the flow go. But it was really cool because Mom inspired me. I'm like, Ma, you inspire me so much, Ma. So I want to do that. I want to go around and like help people bring their pictures out. Go around all the people that are shut in the neighborhood that you know that their lawns are overgrown because they don't have the energy to go out and mow it and shit like that. You know, these kids need to, they say, you know, go out and get in the community, you know, make the community, don't worry about all the stuff that's going out there. Because if you go out and clean up and help, and just like, hey, you know, because that's where the history is and the elders. So we need to get their stories so we don't have to keep making the mistakes that they've been making this whole time. And they're verifying all this stuff because a lot of these guys just want to get this shit off their chest because they know at the end of their life they don't want to take this stuff with them, so we can help them release the burden of their trespasses. It's also beautiful. That's a one way that the healing can begin. See, I'm just on fire right now. This Aries, you know, I was turning to negative because yesterday was like, whoa. For me, today obviously I'm better. Went and did a little laundry today. Sat in the sun a little bit today, not for very long. The cat's gonna come out in a minute. It's prime squirrel time, so I didn't want to chase him. I didn't want dead air today. So it was really cool because Mom's like, she's always been like that. She doesn't even think of herself as a shut-in. And I was like, Marge, you know, that's what I've been able to do for her, because my whole life when I had my DUI at Offutt Air Force Base, and I couldn't drive on base, so I'd have to park at the back gate, and then I would cut through the golf course after my meetings of recovery. So it'd be like 10 o'clock at night, but it's 8 o'clock in California. Hey, Mom, how you doing? What's going? And I went to meetings every day for all the time. Hey, Mom, so every day I talked to her every day, so I'd always engage with her in my life. She saw me on the Today Show, just in the nick of time one time, and hi Mom, and it was like 4:30 in California AM. I mean, I just always, so she's never felt like she's missed out on life because she's given me a life, and I've used that, and I've been paying her back so I can go out and experience this stuff and always report to her. And so I've been doing that my whole life with photos too. So I've been reporting for duty, and when I say duty, I mean shit. Duty, duty, D-O-O-T-I-E, duty, not D-U-T-Y, because duty is, D-U-T-Y is a bunch of crap. Get it? Because everybody's figuring out we've all been had, like Trading Places, the movie. Everybody on the world got duped. The world's just been false flagged by freaking Satan for hundreds of years, ultimately, is what people are arguing. We got you, suckers! That's the Lucy fairy tale. Sorry about your boy Anderson Cooper. I never liked that guy. He's like, I'm like, I'm suspect of people like with, I think he was made in a lab. I'm not quite sure. So, I suspect Finn someplace. I mean, so much inbreeding. Oh, see, that's my karma. I just freaking whacked a stick on the end of my lens. That's how I broke this right here, because I carry it back here behind me. But I go through life, and then sometimes it slips down, and then sometimes down, there's door jams. So I'm going to go put this down, but I got some really freaking I think I'm going to get some pretty cool pictures tonight, too. Just this right in my backyard. These are the gifts that God gives me for taking such good care of Ma. So I can go back inside, and the next day we can put it on the big TV. Ma, look what this. And then, because the lighting on the TV is a lot better than, obviously, when I'm showing you this. Like, you can see it, the moon, it is lighting up. It is so freaking... It is so, what's the word I'm thinking of? What's the word? Mythic. It's the gods in the skies. And the moon is like trudging through the darkness. And Mars is just right in her ass. But it's in Aries, so it's like, fuck you! You eat my ass. It's really cool. I would like to do these presentations one day on a very large scale, but right now, you know, I was like, Mom, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I was just wondering where we're going to get to where we can just be settled. And I was like, that's when I was like, I broke down. I was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, Marge, you've always taken really good care of us. And I was like, thanks, Mom. You're worth it. Because of her, I've had a good life. Because of the fight and determination. You think I'm spunky? That bitch. 5 foot. Just, you know, I'm like, Mom, you just don't relent. Just keep your mouth closed and they won't beat the shit out of you. Just please. And she just wouldn't. And I was like, I grew up and then I was like, oh my God, I just don't keep my mouth closed about anything. I don't relent. And I get that from her, and thank God, because it really serves me well right now in life. I can't relent. Nobody can relent. And I just have to put the armor of God on. For me, it's a bow tie and a fancy shirt. And my Wrangler tactical breeches. I love these pants. They're only 20 bucks, too. They're stretchy. I wish I don't know, but you know what? I got up one pair. I got one color 2 times, and then so I got 5 pair of the same kind, because you know what? Somebody's gonna get wise ideas, and they're not gonna be the same breeches next year. They're not gonna be the same pantalones, and I like these, so I wanted to make sure. Stanley's mad. He wants out. There's a cat around here, I bet. I wonder if it's the black and white one or the Siamese one. Those are the 2 culprits. One of them has the audacity to sit under the big red truck, right beneath the window. Are you doing that right now, cat? I hope not. Stanley, I said... The flowers hit their shelf life. They are now going to the earth over here on Noble's final resting place. I put the frame of the first dog bed I ever made around it and wrote on it, "Noble's a good boy. Noble was a good boy." I had him for the first year I was here. He was a little earth angel that was he had little ear flaps. Oh my God, that dog, man. He's still present. I mean, he's got like the spirit of like George Burns. Just Arthur Boo Radley, my first dog. I mean, he's just a happy-go-lucky. Just, you meet these kind of people that feel like that because the spirits travel in people. It's just like the paradigms in The Wizard of Oz, in dream state, in awake state. I mean, how many versions of the same people have you met in life? I can't tell you how many times people have asked me if I've worked someplace because I remind them of somebody. And I'm like, well, I'm a vibrational frequency. There's a lot of brown girl lesbians in the whole world, you know. I don't know how many of them are like me. Like, because I didn't see a whole lot of them along with me on the path that I've been in life. And I've been around the world, so maybe they've just been in different places at different times. That's quite a possibility. Because I am you and you are me. And that's the only reason why you're here watching me on the tube right now, is because that's what intimacy is. You see parts of you in me that you like about yourself and that you identify with. I'm articulate, you know, I'm not like terrible to look at. I'm kind of a dick, but I know when I'm wrong, you know. I got redeeming qualities. I recognize those in myself. It took me a long time to get them confounded. And I don't even know if I'm going to keep them. Because we can all flip on a dime. That is why you know, today I got to meditate an hour. I did one by Lillian Eden, and she's been sparse. And it's like, you know, the practitioners really need to be stepping up right now. I always notice who's up with the calendar and the solstice and freaking, you know, the beautiful part of it, you know. Everything's duality. There's a lot of good shit, you know. There's a lot of us white spiritual light warriors for the light, you know, out here freaking dancing in the moonlight to counteract all the nefariousness that is happening under these, you know, cities and streets of the entire planet. And so we're dancing for love, justice. And I see in my belief system, everybody has their what are they willing to do for the goodness of all. And I'm not willing to take a life of any form. I have a hard time, like, you know, I mean plants. But I've been in the plant before, and I've offered my life as the plant for the good, you know, to nurture the being that is using me. And I don't use anything that I make with my plants, with my flowers and stuff, to manipulate people, take advantage of. I do it to heal, you know. And you have a lot of these people that are taking the shortcutters way by doing really disgusting. So keep an eye on your animals and your kids. The closer we get to freaking Halloween, the gnarlier it's going to get. They're just right in front of your face, and you're just like, what? I had a kid a second ago. Nope, they aren't even playing. They're desperate. Desperate. I think that was all the notes that I had. I'm hungry. I don't get hungry. I haven't been hungry in a while. I wonder if I'm going to have a hankering for something. Am I so hungry that I'll have a hankering? That would be a big thing. Maybe I'll walk up to the... No, I'm not walking up to the corner store. No. Nope. I'm staying home. Nothing but trouble out there. For me tonight, yeah, no. I don't go out anyway. Why didn't, no. Do I have anything? Anyway, so what's going on in everybody else's world? Enough about me. I want to have a conversation. What? Hey, no, thanks, Carl. Mom says, I'm like, I go, Oh, how about this for an interesting story? This was kind of a remembrance that I had today. I was stationed at Offutt Air Force Base, right? And I'm all about transmuting the gnarly stuff that I've been, you know, part of. And the guy that gave me my first big book, Major, I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name. I will tell you this. If you look on the flight logs for the B-52 that is parked out front of the flag gate at Offutt Air Force Base, his name would be on them. How's that for a freaking pretty cool fact? You know, because I've been moving, so I see stuff. So it's, you know, and he's the guy I used to go on his computer and I got like a tower like this of freaking 2000, like mid 90s, 2000, like all of it. Little Kim, I mean, so much stuff. Because I take in music and sounds and vibrate, you know, and then later I listen to the lyrics and go, ooh, what are you listening to, Marge? And then I listen to them less. You know, but sometimes you got to keep people around or music around because it reminds you of where you were then, you know. Things are coming back around, man. People just really need to stay positive right now. People just need to stay positive. Just stay local. Stay local right now. Pray for DT. Pray for all the sick. Pray for all the healing, you know. I never said that this thing isn't real and that people don't get sick. What I say is that the fear perpetuated is they're profiting and benefiting. Mom's always said, it's all for money. It's all to make them scared, so they'll spend money. And I'm like, Mom, that has been the case, but it's a bigger power play than that. It's all for power. It's all for power and the weird stuff that people do for power. And they all let the Lucy fairy tale, Mom, they all let Lucifer win for too long, and then they said it was God, but what they were leaving out is a God, or a entity, or a demon, or whatever. They're losing their little code words and doing, like, you know, like when you're a kid, if you cross your fingers and hold it behind your back, it's okay if you lied. They've been doing that shit since 1776, folks. I know there's people like me. There's people like me. They are hard to find though. There's one I saw a picture of it and his wife, because I've talked about him on my videos before. Osman, Sergeant Osman. And that guy was funny. I mean, he was like, because when I grew up watching MASH, he was like the BJ Honeycutt. He was the funny motherfucker, man. And I don't even know where he liked to drink, and I liked to drink, so we drank some stuff together. And his wife she liked to drink too. And but man, he had like life remedies too. Like I was at CAMS. I was on CAMS. CAMS is a pain. It was a GUI interface, horse shit part system. Clonk, 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 clonk. the Air Force used, you know, while they're digging tunnels all over. They're playing while the brass, you know. Oh, the meager means that us at the bottom got is just disgusting. And in the VA system, I still get the meager means. But, you know, a lot of the people that I retire with, I don't know. Maybe they'll have it, hopefully they'll have a different experience. But not likely, because, Carl, you've been dealing with this shit since 2000, like, what'd you say, 19 or something like that? Correctly year, I'm wrong. Long, no, not that long, but longer. I did pretty good with it in Omaha. Except that they didn't actually give me the migraine. They just said, you know, they deduced that I had migraines, but they didn't add it to my rating. And then when I got to Oregon, I said, my migraines are getting worse. And they're like, oh shit. And then so they had me come see, and they're like, oh. And then they put it on my rating. Why didn't they put it on the rating back in freaking Omaha? And then they're like, oh, well, we don't think that your migraines are related to your spine issue. And then so they put me through the ringer, go through the frickin' MRI, neurology, do all this freaking horse shit just so they can, you know, pay their 6-figure salaries for all this, pump the system, you know. And then they're like, oh, okay, it is. And I'm like, yeah, and they're still getting worse. See? But now I'm like 2 steps behind in this, and I'm like, fuck you, people. You know, you don't. And now I'm gonna move back. I'm trying to get wherever I'm gonna go. I got to start all over again because I gotta go to the doctor because I need to take, like, people with Addison's disease. You get older and start. I need to, like, cortisone and things. There's. I gotta go to the doctor, but I'm not gonna start a process that's gonna get me fucked because all these systems are broke. So, I just meditate every day, eat my cookies, pray to God. No, I should say every day I wake up and I pray to God first. That's what I do. And that sets the course of my day. And that's what I'm trying to be mindful of. Earlier, I was like in fear. I'm like throwing it at him. I'm like, just take it. I don't even want anxiety right now. I'm just sick of just anxiety. I'm like, you gotta take this, man. You gotta take it. Just for today. Just take it, you know, and then don't think about tomorrow. And I was like, Mom, I said, people are coming in because they looked at the Great American Eclipse and their eyes went all wonky and stuff. So that's when people really started realizing that they're extrasensory beings. That's when people started, you know, taking their, you know, I mean, a lot of people I know, I mean, I've been tripping my whole life. I've been tripping since the 80s on all kinds of, free your mind and the rest will follow. Anyway, I mean, yeah, we had some cool parties, but we never hurt or harm no animals or people or nothing, and never did no representations. But it's kind of fun to freaking eat some Alice in Wonderland and freaking pop some dry ice in your mouth. Don't do it at home, kids. Don't try that at home. Move it around. It's like Pop Rocks. Just extra. Everything's always about sensory and, you know, sensation. But I ain't never been into, like, all that sex stuff. Probably because of stuff, you know. But, you know, I'm not to say don't get it twisted. I recognize that there is someone out there for me. I ain't gonna be a nun, N-O-N-E, a nun forever. I'm not gonna be a nun forever, but I am definitely, my standards are way exceeded. My pickings are slim, really. It's always been like that, and now that I have love and respect for God first and then me, and it's like, dude, I'm not gonna pass myself around like no 7 tradition basket for $1. Yeah. I got more worth than that, you know. Then I'll find a gal that knows and recognizes that she's the same way, and I don't think that I don't know, because there's a lot of people, women and men too, that are putting up with some bullshit just so they could be like, I'm with someone. I did it. I was almost 200 pounds. I don't judge people for choices. I'm trying not to judge me for the choices that I've made in life. But sometimes when I talk, people hear, I don't know, whatever they hear. They hear whatever they hear. 1994. Okay. Yeah. See, so all the people that have, like, you know, still benefited from being in the system that I went in with in 2000, they're all getting out now, so. But they'll get by. They're living the best version of their lives. That's good. I'm glad. I hope it stays like that. I can't imagine having teenage kids and stuff like that in like 10 years from now. That's what I'm trying to teach people, how to read energy and stuff, because, God, I can't even imagine. With everybody getting all extrasensory and coming into their superpowers and stuff like that, and then when people start recognizing what collective consciousness is, and that we're, you know, just a little aspect of the story of earlier when I was talking about the moon, you know, breaking through the darkness, and Mars is right on, you know. Those are the Mars and the story. Go, it's all Zeus, you know, Kairos. It's all that Greek mythology. And you know what's the crazy part? Me going to the island of Crete and working there for 39 days, 40 days, however long I was there, that put an weird energetic freaking, that osmosis my ass in a way that I don't even know how to describe it. Like, that put me in the middle of the like, through all, like, and you know what the funny part is? It's plus or minus 2 from the latitude in which I was born. Yeah, 34.15, I think. San Bernardino, California is my latitude of platitude. I think I made a talk called that once. But and then I end up on the island of Crete. Why? I don't know. Probably because of my bloodline. Probably because of my relations. Because everything's about blood. Everything's about blood. Everything's about blood. It's so weird. Let people keep it in them so they can live their lives. How about that? How about that? Because it's the force. It's life force. It's life force. And spirit is your breath. And when you take your last breath, you go out into the solar system and hang out with your soul family. I've been listening to talks about Helen Reddy because I'm like, which way did she go? Because Jesse was talking about, you know, the feminist movement being, you know, to break down the family society and that, you know, to take the mom away from the kids and start that division of what slowly got us to here, you know. A lot of hurt, a lot of pain, just because people aren't connected to their mom in a, you know, because they're mad about choices that their parents, but there's, you know, are you still thinking about the choices that your parent made with your heart's, your child, your inner child, or are you looking at it as like, now with your experiences having kids, like maybe freaking holy hell, I can't even imagine living through that extreme circumstances then under those big, you know, and all that stuff. I think mom did rad. I still think she's doing rad, you know. So, yeah. Oh, we got crow on top of in this tree. Oh my god, get out. And my senses are freaking so heightened right now. I smelled the pine, and these aren't the piney kind. The piney kind of smelly. These aren't the piney kind of smell. It's that tree right there. Because when I walk, it lights up your senses. And it was so cool because when I would put the pictures up on the big I put the pictures up on the big screen for Mom. That's the only Black Friday purchase I ever made, and it was at the Best Buy in Omaha, Nebraska. And I went out there about 2:30 in the morning, and it was fucking cold. And got a voucher. It was like $7.99. God bless it, you know. I got a backup TV. So this guy, I put that guy on the big screen. This doesn't really give it, but, or no, it was that one. And Mom was just like, wow. Like, it opened up her senses. Like, it brought her outside. Just seeing the light through the leaf, you know, and I'm like, that's what we need to do. We need to bring outside ambiances into, you know, we need to make environments just more comfortable and soothing so people have a place to go to just leave the day at the door. Just leave the energy out there, and then you know, people have their place where they can just chill and retreat and be without harming others. And there's green in here too. I didn't even notice that earlier. There's green right in the middle. That's a freaking Mom. She's a Mom. You always had a keen eye. You've always had a keen eye. Thanks, Ma. I must get it from my mom, 'cause I get her nice little face. I get her face. And you know what? When I get to some place, fire starts to melt 34 degrees. Yeah. No, I'm done. I don't need that stuff. I know all about that. Yeah, that was years ago. I've been doing this for a while too. You know, I mean, I knew people that like were into Aleister Crowley in freaking high school and stuff, and I just was like, yeah, we don't need to hang out, you know. But I never really delved, and then later it wasn't until so yeah. I'm just glad that other people are figuring it out. We'll just leave it at that. I'm just glad that all these people are starting to see what all of us people have been talking about for years and years, and we were just freaking talked shit about, just ridiculed, just. And now you just gotta be grateful that all the truths are coming out, you know. All of them are coming out. All of them are. A lot of stuff, you know, happened to me has been verified by things that the administration is cleaning up. It's draining the swamp, cleaning out the moat and all that stuff. So God's good. That's what I got for now. I hope you have a rad day. Peace.